Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you all will be fine. Today is the last lecture of Mughal Dynasty to page 113 to 118. I will tell you about Aurangzeb. Please do work on your notebooks. You can see the questions on the screen. And these are all questions about Aurangzeb. This is the last Mughal emperor. And now I'll give you the introduction of Aurangzeb. Different historians have said so many things about Aurangzeb. Some have commented on his brilliant mind, but others said that he was a complex man and not all his people liked him. He became emperor at the age of 40. A fabulous empire was his, with all its magnificent prayers, superb cities, fort, and palaces, and vast human resources he was having at that time. He wore the imperial jewels, viewed the treasures of library, inscribed his name, many of its great manuscript, listened to the court musicians, but soon Aurangzeb began to change. How he changed, now I'll tell you about Aurangzeb's life and rule. How he became emperor. Aurangzeb became emperor in 1658. Aurangzeb means jewel in the throne. He was crowned as Alamgir I, the Caesar of universe. In 1668, after 10 years on throne, Aurangzeb stopped the writings of official history. This means we have much less information about the last 38 years of his reign and know a little about what Aurangzeb thought about his reign. Aurangzeb was highly intelligent and good scholar. He knew Arabic, Turkish, Persian, and Hindi languages. He was trained in calligraphy and he was also expert in arts. At an early age, he memorized Quran and Hadith. He copied out the Quran several times and gave these copies to mosque, Makkah, and Medina. He was a fearless warrior and led his army until he was over 80 years old. He expanded the empire. He ruled for nearly half a century. He covered almost whole of the subcontinent from Kashmir in the north to Jinji in south and from the Hindu Kush in the west, Chittagong in east. What Aurangzeb did in Mughal architecture is he built mosques, Badshai Mosque in Lahore and mosque in Banaras, mosque at Srinagar, which is still the largest in Kashmir. These were the mosques Jahangir built, and now I'll explain you about how Aurangzeb brought Islamic ideas to his reign. He was a devout Muslim. He began to live simply and did not eat, drink, or dress in a way he believed was against Islam. He introduced Sharia law and appointed officials called muhtasibs. He stopped wearing silk clothes, and in 1665 he shut down the painting workshops at court. And in 1668 he banned singing and dancing at court. And in 1670 he banned court astrologers and solar calendar, which has been used since Akbar time. He made zananas smaller. He stopped the weighing of emperor on his birthday. He prohibited the Quranic verses on coins. He banned the celebration of Persian New Year Day. Aurangzeb wanted to unite the subcontinent under Islam. He brought back jizya tax, encouraged Islamic education in school and colleges. This created great discontent among non-Muslims. So, including Rajput, Maratha, Jat, and Sikhs. And Sikh religion, now I'll tell you about the Sikh religion, which was started in Punjab in 16th century with its focus as the Golden Temple at Amritsar. By the time of Aurangzeb, Sikh had their ninth guru named Tegh Bahadur. Sikh religion was attracting Muslims convert. In 1675, Aurangzeb ordered the guru to come to court. When guru refused to convert Islam, he was executed. Now Sikh became angry. In 1699, their leader Gobind Singh formed an armed group of well-trained Sikh called Khalsa. Within a few days, it had 80,000 members. Khalsa fought battles with local chiefs until of the Aurangzeb's son defeated them. But Sikh continued to oppose Mughals. Even in the reign of Akbar, Rajasthan prince was given a position in court, but now because of Aurangzeb's treatment, they rebelled. Over many years, both sides took and retook key places such as Golconda, Bijapur, and Purandar. Aurangzeb lost an estimated 20% of his forces. Later in 1681, Marathas became so troublesome that Aurangzeb moved to Deccan to fight them. Aurangzeb was to spend more than 20 years in south of India. Now, who were Marathas? Marathas were Hindu peasant warriors originally from the western Deccan. They were the most important group to rise to power as Mughal dynasty went into decline in Aurangzeb's reign. And now I will tell you about the last year of Aurangzeb. The last year of Aurangzeb were sad. He had imprisoned 3 of his 5 sons and daughter. Prince Akbar died in Persia. Shortly before he died in 1707, he wrote a letter to his son Prince Azam, which showed his feelings. Before his death, he gave instructions about his funeral. It was simple and cheap. The cost should be paid out of money he had earned with his own hand. These were the instructions before Aurangzeb died. He gave about his funeral. Like the cost should be paid out of money he had earned with his own hands. His coffin was covered with a piece of white canvas, which cost only 5 rupees. Bought with money, Aurangzeb had earned money by selling caps. He also left instructions that 300 rupees, which he earned by selling of copies of Quran that he made, should be given to the poor. The man who had once sat on the peacock throne, covered in a jewel, was buried in a simple way, unmarked grave. With the death of Aurangzeb, the period of Mughal glory was over. This was the end of Aurangzeb, and these were the instructions he gave before his death about his funeral. Why did Mughal Empire begin to weaken and decline? What were the reasons behind all these things? There are many views about that. Some historians blame the decline of Mughal Empire on Aurangzeb. What they say that his policies caused so much rebellions that empire fell apart. Some say it was not Aurangzeb's fault, and that the decline would have happened what have his policies. And how Aurangzeb's power weakened? Why? One thing was political instability. There was a lot of political instability, such as bringing back jizya tax. Aurangzeb lost the support of Hindus. A group of peasant warriors, Marathas, rose up and became powerful. And Aurangzeb's 20 years battle against Marathas and the Shiite Muslim in south. People had to provide money for wards. They paid high taxes and blamed Aurangzeb for poverty, which affected farming, trade, industry throughout India. A terrible famine and plague hit the Deccan in 1702 and 1703 and killed more than 2 million people. Famine and plague in Mughal lands, how it they destroyed the things at that time. And now I'll tell you about how Mughals were affected by famine and plague. Several famine and plague hit India in Akbar's reign. The worst began in India in 1595 with a drought and lasted for 3 years. Many died. Streets were blocked by dead bodies. And in 1616, in Jahangir's reign, bubonic plague hit Punjab. In Shah Jahan's reign, famine from 1630 to 1632 killed many people. In last years of Aurangzeb's reign, another famine in Deccan killed 2 million people. This is how the famine and plague affected the Mughal dynasty. And in this lesson, we learned about the Aurangzeb. I hope you understand it. Students, please read these pages thoroughly from 113 to 118 and underline all the important points and do the question which you can see on the screen. Thank you so much.